Welcome everyone to Reverse the Verse. How you doing? Woo. It's Friday, September 4th, 2015. I'm your host for this episode, your community manager, Jared Disco Lando Huckabee. Joining us immediately to my left. That's our associate marketing producer, Ms. Alyssa DeHotel. To the right, that's our video editor for the last several weeks. Oh, you've been here for more than a month now, right?
Oh, almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months now. That's Justin Chambers. And lurking somewhere in the background is our videographer.
Come in when there's room.
Roll up a chair, man. Thomas Hennessy. So, let's see. Are we working? You'll notice we're in a slightly new location here. Let's just do a tech check, make sure. Lando confirmed. Hi, Jared. Hi, Alyssa. All right, you can see us. Can you hear us?
What's up, bros?
Yes, we're actually broadcasting from my desk. It's my desk. This is where I work. Get all my desk trash. Check that out. That's cool. Yeah. Fan sent me that. It's my first fan gift. Okay.
You hear and obey. I don't think it's gonna fit on my hair.
Fits on my head.
No.
There we go.
Oh, but my hair.
There you go. Check that out.
They call me Tim.
Some call me Tim. Oh my God, my face. Look at my. I gotta.
If you
I didn't
move back
realize-
a little bit, your face will look
Hold on.
smaller. If you move forward, your
How
face
big is
will
my
look-
face? My face too big?
Your face is not too big.
It's gonna be one of those episodes, folks. All right, Alyssa.
Hey.
Let's see. Let's frame her better. Let's go back to our normal view.
Alyssa looks like she just woke up. No, I'm just not wearing makeup today. I'm getting over this cold that Ben inflicted on all of us.
Yes, that we should start our week in review update with that.
Yeah.
Ben gave us all the plague.
Yep.
We've all spent some period of the last week, if not completely out, a little down. Alyssa's returned to us. I've returned to us. James is out. Thomas, you're the only one that
I
didn't
know.
get...
I had like a brief period, like Saturday morning, where I started to wake up and feel like I was gonna be sick, but then I stopped being sick.
Jack Hennessy said no.
But Ben is like patient zero. Ben is like that
absolutely.
monkey in Outbreak, getting everybody else infected.
INN, be sure you transcribe that. Ben is like that monkey in Outbreak. Yeah, no, I was awake for 3 hours, almost 4 hours total on Sunday. Just slept the entire day trying to get
Wow.
better.
Yeah, no, I mean, like when I'm sick, I just stop being sick, and then that's kind of the way to do it. Write that down.
Write that down.
Write that down. In the
Write that down.
That's not mine.
Somebody said that
I'm
they
not the original
couldn't
author of
hear
that line
me.
either.
Yeah, no, you gotta.
I
You
will
gotta speak
shout.
up. Shout.
Shout.
Is that better?
There you go.
That's obnoxious.
What are we doing this week?
So we are getting a couple of new images from Gurmuk of the Vanguard.
Yes, if you saw the Q&A post yesterday, you saw a brand new image Gurmuk cranked out for us.
Yep, and we have another one coming today, and maybe another one this afternoon, maybe. That's a big giant maybe. Other than that, I have been mostly helping with CS tickets this week because our poor CS guys are just so swamped. So pretty pleased with Sugar on Top from all of us here that are answering tickets. Please be patient. We're doing the best we can. It's gonna take a while. There is a giant queue and everybody is working as quickly as humanly possible. So if it takes more than a week for us to get back to you, super duper sorry, but we promise you it's not that we're ignoring you. It's just a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, it's important to remember we're not a fully up and running production here. We're still in development, and most games in development don't have to have customer service staff. So it's our guys out in the UK are incredibly dedicated. They work long hours, and they are doing what they can to get through your tickets. And then we're all chipping in. Alyssa, probably most of all for everybody here. I've been in there. Ben has been in there doing CS tickets as if he didn't have enough things on his plate.
Yeah, and if you guys know anything about me answering CS tickets is dangerous. I'm having to be as polite as humanly possible and not sarcastic, and that's something that is so far outside my comfort zone, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let that sit. I'm just gonna let that
You're
sit.
the sweetest thing ever. What are you talking about?
Don't fucking lie to
It's a
me.
facade.
Sorry.
Hot pan.
It's a facade.
I'll put
All right.
I've never met it.
We made it.
$5 in this swear
We made
jar.
it 5 minutes.
I'm
We
sorry.
made it 5 minutes. They entrusted RTV to me, and we made it 5
Break
minutes.
that knock out.
Oh, there's actual,
Those are
wait, there's
real
actual money in
$100.
here.
Is that a real 100?
I don't.
No, that's a
have,
fake 100.
Oh,
You
I
can have the
couldn't-
fake
yeah.
100.
That's your face.
But that's a real dollar. I'm gonna take.
It's probably
I
mine.
think.
I'm the one that
I
can
think I
put-
have a
Just stuff it
dollar
in your
my
bra?
purse.
That's weird.
Hey.
It's gonna be that kind of RTV, guys.
You know, I think I'm gonna go.
I'm
At
just
some
terribly
point,
sorry,
I would go
guys.
up and find one of the like designers or somebody to come down and like add some type of legitimacy and normalcy to what's going on.
Eventually, we got an hour to fill, so.
But we're just gonna keep doing this.
Hey, can you refresh that? It's not. Okay, just refresh the page there. All right, what did I do this week? Justin, what did you do this week?
What did I do this week? I did a lot of editing. We have to make up for not being here on Mondays. So.
That's right, Monday's a holiday.
ATV I edited. What else? Everything that's gone live in the past, we have a lot of things we're catching up on to prepare for next week. So I just be cutting all day, every day. That's what I do.
Hold on. You can be seen.
What's happening?
You can see that, Cherry.
Yeah.
That's completely in
And
frame.
instead of not being seen, you just look weird.
You just look weird.
it's like
Why was
people
Sherry crawling on the floor into the editing booth?
Why don't you guys come in and join the festivities? So I'd say hi.
Hey,
Come in.
The desk where we normally do ATV has become Sherry's desk in recent weeks.
Right.
So every Friday we have to kick her off for an hour, and I felt bad about it. So it took us a while, but we managed to rejigger things so that we're here at my desk now. So she can now work. So obviously with the ability to work, she's here.
Way to use that time wisely.
Yay!
Nice blue dress. Wow.
It's pretty
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
It is
I
a
got
very
it right
pretty
outside
dress.
the door.
Yeah, there's a
The kiosk?
Yeah.
kiosk stand, right?
Yeah.
Oh, at the kiosk, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
You got great dresses there if you know how to look.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I see her sitting out there every day looking bored as heck on her phone because nobody shops there.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, man, that's gotta be a tough job. Just come sit at this kiosk every day and have people walking past and nobody stops and talks to you. So that you went out there and you talked to her and you made I assume you talked to her and made a purchase, and like yeah, that's good. They kept them in business.
Yep.
Might keep them.
I support local business.
Okay.
Somebody asked me what my best swear is. Obviously, I can't say it.
That's tantamount to entrapment.
It's a string of basically all of the swear words, and
Yeah.
it's normally reserved for when people cut me off in rush hour traffic, which here in LA is all the time.
For any of you who might be joining us for the first time, Reverse the Verse is the Cloud Imperium Games community team's weekly live stream. It's basically where the community team and those who work with the community team down here in the community hall just chat with you for an hour. It's informal, if you hadn't picked that up yet. Some days are a little more informal than others. But we'll get to questions. We take some questions from our Twitch chat. We take some questions from our integrated RSI community chat. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. But yeah, it's basically just our chance to hang out with the community and to talk about what we did for the week and hang out and blow off a little steam.
We have
So,
a question
thanks for watching.
Justin.
Oh, Hennessy jumped on that one already.
Oh yeah, just usually like
What?
We used the Premiere Suite.
Yes, we use Adobe. We use Adobe products here.
The question.
Oh, Adobe Suite.
The question was from Carl Brecken, and he asked, Justin Chambers, what software do you use for editing vids? The answer is Premiere.
Yeah,
Yes.
Premiere.
Yeah,
use
we all
the
have-
Adobe software.
Yeah, we all have the latest Adobe Creative Cloud so that we can share files between each other. And quite often, something will be started by Justin, and then it'll be picked up by Hennessy, and then it'll be handed off to me, and then I'll hand it back to Hennessy.
I'm
And
not
whatnot. So,
Hennessy, for the record.
well, it's reversed. When I look at it on the screen, he's on this
Actually,
side.
I'd like to address Locke Raven for his question, and I think we all could talk about our least favorite LA freeway. He got stuck on the 10/405.
405. There's no discussion.
I have a different. I think the 10 is worse. The
That's-
10
no,
between
there's-
the 10 between the beach and where it hits the 405, or just that stretch of the 10 moving east, is even worse than the 405.
I
I don't
that's
think so. The
bull- no,
405 is like.
No, it's the
Alright.
10 heading east.
If you
For the-
try to go up the 405 during rush hour to the valley,
I
you
do. I
just
live
don't
up there.
move. You don't
Yeah,
I live
fucking
there. I
move.
take that way. It's
That's
not
that's
bad.
my commute
Yeah.
every
Like,
day.
I take the 405 to the 101, and head the 101 to the 134 into Burbank,
Yep.
and then
Now you know where Thomas lives.
For
I know.
for those of you
We're
who
going to Thomas's
for those of you
house,
who may not live in the state of California, we refer to all of our freeways as the. It's the 10. It's
Yeah.
the 405. It's the 110. And that's because our freeways are sentient demonic entities who suck our souls every single minute that we're on them. You go to any state in the country, and they'll be like, yeah, you take 405 down to 10, down to... And when we talk, it's you take the 405 down to the 10. And every time we do that in another state, somebody from Oklahoma or Arkansas looks at us like we're growing antlers out of our heads. You call it the 405, the 10? Yes. It's a sentient demonic entity designed to suck out your soul and destroy your will to live.
Yep.
And the worst of all is the 405.
Yep.
The 405, the 405, the 405.
I'm trying.
Also, if you guys are curious why we're not talking about the game yet, the first 15 minutes is
game?
just, yeah.
We're making a game.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh, what?
The first 15 minutes of the live stream is always just chit chat.
Yes, guys, remember, we do a show on Monday about the game. We do a show on Tuesday about the people who make the game. We do a show on Wednesday about fixing the bugs in the game. We do a show on Thursday about the game. This is our chance to kick back and hang out with you guys.
Be people.
So if you're not, it's probably not going to be the best source of information, but you get to meet us. We get to meet you. We think it's worth it. So hope you enjoy it.
Yep.
We get personal.
We get personal. We get real.
We get real, right?
What was the
gets
phrase for the
real.
real world? Remember when the real world
When people
commercials?
stop being polite and start getting real.
Except we still have to be polite.
Yes.
Yeah, and I can't swear.
Well,
You can.
you can
We
swear.
will just go
Just-
and give the swear jar and act like you just.
Bunch
you
of
know,
Victorian women.
Yes. We'll make you wear a scarlet letter on your chest.
That's not for swearing. That's for adultery.
Is it? I was thinking. I was like, wait a
We're
minute.
modifying it. We are slightly altering the
Giving
canon
you the scarlet
for
F.
the
Yep.
reboot. Yes.
Before we get to the questions, the last of our week in review, last night, or rather, for those of you wondering where Ben and James are, Ben is on an airplane right now on his way to Dragon Con. So if you're attending Dragon Con this weekend, you'll get a chance to see Mr. Ben Lesnick. He's got a panel Saturday night. I don't know exactly what time or in what building, but those schedules should be up on their website. And James is living it up in Las Vegas, or rather, he should be on his way to Las Vegas right now. I like to call it lost wages, but that's a terrible joke.
It really is.
Also, two of our best Daves. will be
Terrible.
with Ben,
Yes, and
right?
two of our best Daves, Dave Ladyman and Dave Haddock.
And it's Sandy Gardner too, I believe.
Yep,
Yeah.
she's on. She'll be on her way tomorrow, I believe. She flies in early in the morning. Last night, Ben, Alexis, and I hung out at a Culver City Toys R Us for Force Friday, where we waited in line with the giant Chewbacca to buy Star Wars toys at midnight. And we get these new Star Wars toys. They're pretty nice. This is the one I just got. This is the new Force Awakens X-wing fighter with. It's all reversed. That's Poe Dameron in there. So just getting ready to open that later. That's exciting.
Don't say Victorian like it's a bad thing. I was talking about Victorian, like turn of the century, super modesty, high-necked dresses. Nobody leaves the house without a hat. Not Victorian like Canada.
All right, 11:15.
I have some week in review stuff too that actually pertains a little bit to what we do. If we want to get in, if we want to try to fill some of that in.
I tried to answer your questions, but he's got some stuff.
You got a question? Go ahead.
No,
It's
don't.
a question. Oh.
Get it out.
What did people think of the Austin behind the scenes of the social module piece
Yeah, what
that
did you
aired
guys
this
think?
week?
Oh,
That was a lot of effort and work that went into a lot of people to make that happen. Mainly Jake Ross in Austin, who helped me. That's the first time we've ever done a remote kind of piece, like filming something remotely through Skype, and and stuff. And I just wondering if people are into that stuff, I might try to, do more of it. Like, get some of the other studios and try to do it. But it's a lot of work.
I thought it was fantastic. The social module segment and then the multi-crew segment before were two of my favorite pieces we've ever done for ATV.
Oh, that's
so,
awesome.
So I'm totally thrilled with that. I don't know what these guys they
No,
say.
it seems
Yeah, it was so
There
awesome.
wasn't a lot of comments about it on the forum, so I wasn't sure if it was just or whatever. But if people were really into it, I mean, it was a lot of work from really on Jake Ross and Ryan Archer's end to kind of coordinate things at a studio that I'm not at.
Yeah.
So if it's worth the effort, I'll get people to put that kind of effort in and do more of that stuff.
Yeah, the highest comment I know to give is it made me wish I had anything to do with it,
Awesome.
which I didn't. It was
the
fantastic.
turnaround was crazy. So we have to give Hennessy and myself a little credit because the turnaround on something like that is insane. I've never done something that fast.
So you're into it now, aren't you?
With that type of quality. So if you guys love it, we will keep doing it, but it is definitely a lot of hard work. So hearing your guys' feedback is awesome.
Wait, you don't have a funny hat.
I need a hat. Give me a hat.
Yeah, funny hat.
Yes.
Oh man, they're calling me Del Taco.
It's a good place to eat.
See, this is reverse the hats or hat the verse or something. I don't know. Ben's the pun guy. I'm not the pun guy. All right, 11:16. Let's start taking questions from the Twitch stream. Please remember to preface your question with the word question in brackets. It helps us more easily identify the questions from just the peanut gallery commentary.
Yep, and make sure you put it in all caps. And if you tag at Sig Community, that's fine. It makes it stand out. But then if everybody starts doing that, it gets lost.
Disco, what's your favorite ship to fly these days? I'm still partial to the Super Hornet. Even with the balance changes and the changes to the thrusters and whatnot, I like that Top Gun Maverick and Goose vibe. I'm looking forward to being able to fly it with two people. It's still my favorite. Vanguard commercial. No commercials in the immediate future. The next commercial we were hoping to do was the Retaliator. We wrote a script out for it and stuff. It's just that the guys who do that are busy working on Squadron 42.
Yep, all of our commercials have been pushed back until next year. We're looking at doing some trailers, but no commercials.
Yeah, the commercials were always just a test bed. They were for the cinematics team to get their feet wet in CryEngine and work out their tools and their production processes so that they could work on Squadron 42. And now that they're actually working on Squadron 42, they're doing that instead of making commercials. So we know they're awesome. They're great for highlight reels and stuff. We know people like using them to remix their own trailers, which is a thing the community likes to do. I've never fully understood, but more power to you. We want to get back to them. It's just right now.
There is a where'd it go?
Hey, Dan Kaminsky. You find the question?
The question was from VV Dog. He says, "What are the trade-offs on the Vanguard variants? Why would you buy just a Warden?" That's a good question. I think it's all about playstyle preference and what you actually plan on doing in the verse. If you buy a Warden and use it, it's pretty versatile ship, and then decide to upgrade it later to have a more specific gameplay function, then that's completely up to you. Like myself, I really like the Sentinel. I think the idea of the Sentinel is awesome because you can just go out and just I don't know. I just think it's really cool. Sorry, I lost steam there right in the middle.
With generally speaking, this doesn't apply to everything. So, and I'm going to say this, people are going to apply it to everything, but this doesn't apply to everything. But generally, the base model it's kind of like doctors. The base model is your general practitioner. It's the thing it's the version of the ship that you go to for the biggest variety of purposes. And then the variants are the more specialized. The Sentinel is your ear, nose, and throat doctor, and the Harbinger is your chiropractor, podiatrist. Harbinger is a podiatrist, says Disco Lando on Reverse the Verse.
Quote of the day.
Yeah, it's an analogy. It's not a 1-1 thing. Yeah. It's the Warden is going to be your best all around option, and the Harbinger and the Sentinel are more for more specific purposes.
Yeah, I mean to I guess dumb it down even further. If you're playing an FPS, it's basically the difference of using a sniper rifle versus a shotgun. It depends on how you feel like playing, and what you want your role to be.
Shotgun.
Me too.
Shotgun.
Yeah. QCB. At least they didn't build a proctologist.
Phrenologist?
A proctologist.
Oh. I said phrenologist.
I
Who?
think the proctologist might be the Orion.
They make good money.
Proctologist?
They're neat.
The Orion is a
Yeah.
proctologist. Alyssa Del Taco. Reverse the verse. Do you know what a phrenologist is?
I do not.
Phrenologist is a person who feels and interprets the bumps on your skull,
That's weird.
and they can tell about you as a
That
person.
sounds like witchcraft.
Well, yeah. All medicine is witchcraft. All medicine is witchcraft. Disco Lando. Reverse the verse.
All right. Locke Ravenford asks, Vanguard variants and the battlefield upgrade kit. So what is this story on the missile hardpoint differences? Shoot. I think we might need Matt for that.
Yeah, check out the. I believe that question is in the second part of the Vanguard Q&A. The questions have been picked, by the way, so we're gonna. When this is done, we'll close down the Vanguard Q&A thread. The questions have been picked, and they're with the people that they need to be to get their answers, and that post should go up later today. So.
Do the Vanguard battle upgrade kits have LTI?
Yes, the Harbinger and the Sentinel one does. The Warden one essentially gives you the same parts that were in the original one. So just like the Warden, it's got the 2-year insurance.
Ooh, can we talk about the sneak peek?
Yes, the sneak peek. We started a process where we were going to show the various fashions from the Terra white collar line. We got a little derailed by the Vanguard sale, and we showed some Vanguard, and then when the social module dropped, we showed social module for a week. But we're back to showing the Terra white collar fashions. Those are designed by Megan Cheever in Austin. You can follow her on Twitter, by the way. We have a social media post where I believe her Twitter account was on there. She's often. What is it?
Megalakitty.
I'm not saying that. Megala Kitty.
Sure.
She's all over chat too, and
Yeah.
forum
But,
stuff you can find.
Yeah, but she'll often do commentary on those designs and stuff. She loves discussing them. So you can check those out. Will you ban accounts on the PTU for griefing, pointless killing? Probably. It's just we're not there yet, so we're not ready to discuss that at this point.
Yeah, it seems like regardless of what we decided, it would be a case-by-case thing anyways.
Yeah, probably not on the PTU. The PTU is designed to determine that kind of behavior. So, designed to discover what's possible. So somebody doing that in the PTU could be argued to serve a purpose. In live, it would be a different story, though.
When we get character
But no commitments.
customization, what are the plans from keeping people running around towns in their underwear? If you want to run around town in your underwear, every MMO allows it anyways, so who cares? It's underwear.
I was kind of hoping for that.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna do.
You can run around in your underwear, listen to a hotel,
I'm
reverse the verse.
I'm not the final say on that, but
Yeah.
I don't see why it matters.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff's handled by the Austin team and whatnot. We don't have answers for that yet.
Who's been hanging out in ArcCorp?
Yeah, who's been hanging out?
I've been hanging out a little bit.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do is to just log into ArcCorp and just hang out on the bridge and wait for somebody to find me. That's always fun.
I logged in last weekend, no one found me. No one found me.
Maybe
Nobody wanted to find you. There you go.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. Good job, guys.
No, I think that it's been really fun, and I got to spend a lot of time in there as we were prepping to do the piece. Is seeing just how incredibly smart all you guys are. They're like finding ways to get behind walls and into secret rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And how to fly a Merlin around and into a tour and like all these different things. Like days after it comes out, it's unbelievable. It's so kind of cool to get on the forums and get on Reddit and see all the things we're doing, and then get in there and watch people do it and see them all lined up by a dumpster and working their way onto a landing pad.
Yeah, no,
and that was.
I really enjoyed seeing the videos of people flying their Merlin, and somebody even got a glaive out of the elevator door flying around in ArcCorp. We enjoyed that. Will there be any adjustments to the tally as it becomes flight ready? I would imagine so. There is nothing, not a single aspect of this game that's final, and that includes the Retaliator.
The UK is working on the Retaliator right now, I think. Yes, they are. And someone was asking about whether it's going to be reworked to make it more. Oh, thank you. To make it
All right, guys,
more,
I gotta go do work.
Peace out, bro.
to make it more space efficient. And while I haven't,
you-
meaning like the interior space, not like efficient in outer space. And I haven't seen it too lately because it's in the UK, but yes, that's one of their goals. They're also working on making it more modular and stuff like that. Someone was also asking, sorry, I saw a few ship questions, so I'm going to answer real quick. Jack and your piece, your social module stuff.
It's all good, girl.
Someone was asking about the Reliant and the trajectory for it. We have someone continuing to work on the white boxes, talking a little bit about what Elwin's done already with the animations and all the stuff he has left to do. After that, it'll go into gray box, which is the modeling you usually see, and then materials, which is actually making it more than just shapes and looking all pretty, and then everything after that is tech setup and all that to get it ready. So it's still got a while, but we're working on it. People are also asking about variants. We have some variants. I don't think we said what they are. I don't think I'm allowed to tell people. No, but we have them, and they'll probably. I don't know what their schedule is, so I can't tell you anything. Alyssa's just shaking her head.
Don't you dare steal my secrets, woman.
And someone was asking when I was actually going to do the Avenger, because I mentioned last week I was going to try to do it this week. Some people were out of office, so I didn't get all the thumbs ups that I needed to officially do the Avenger last week, but I will be doing it next week. Promise. So
They're
stay
just saying
tuned for the Avenger.
They didn't hear any of that. You have to speak up.
Oh my God! I was speaking loud on purpose.
I can't make them speak louder, guys.
Wait, really? They're having trouble hearing me?
Yeah. Well, they always have trouble hearing in the back. You guys in the back are
Okay,
never loud
that's
enough.
fair.
Delarest, yes sir or ma'am. It is a 3-day weekend for us. Monday is a holiday.
Yep.
Actually, only for the U.S. office, of course. We actually have someone from the U.K., Ricky, is coming over to visit for a while again, and he is coming in on Monday. It's not a holiday for him.
Sucker.
So he'll be the only one in the L.A. office.
Let's hope he remembers his code and I don't have to come down and let him in again.
We were talking about it that morning. He was like, Eric, you need to remind me what the code was. So,
Harold, are we going to see it hangar ready or flight ready? Yes, of course. You'll see all the ships hangar ready and flight ready
we're working
at
on
some
it right
point.
now.
Yeah,
We're
it's
working
just-
on it right now.
Yep. That looks like a Matt Sherman.
Actually, I have
And
a
a
question
Helix.
for all you guys out there. Do you guys like and appreciate the new production updates on all of the ships? There's like a little tag that says where it is in the production schedule on all of the ships on the website. Have you found it? What do you think of it? Do we need to change the wording or explain anything better? Thoughts?
Yes, they should all say flight ready.
Okay, that doesn't count as a valid opinion.
I never claimed my opinion was valid.
No, not yours. Your opinions are generally valid. I'm gonna give a little leeway there.
You're getting a pretty positive response, Alyssa.
Right, cool.
Yeah, no, it was a big hit.
Where is it?
We thank Turbulent tremendously. Yeah. Also, next week's Around the Verse, you'll see. We talked a little bit about that because James was out sick. I got to take his job doing the Around the Verse interview for next week. So you'll see me chatting with Benoit Bouchonzon.
Wait, are we
Beau
trying to
séjour.
Wait.
Beau séjour.
Beauchezor.
Oh my God.
I interviewed Benoit
Butchered
Beauchezor.
his name. Hopefully you didn't say
The
that.
Chief Technology Officer of Turbulent on next week's ATV. So you'll see that.
It's gonna be a good episode.
Hey guys, you want to take a seat? Can we free up some seats for our
Yeah.
designers? Get some design questions going here?
You guys want to see that?
Hello.
Sitting is hard.
You can have this seat and I'll chill down there.
One of you guys sit.
Yeah, the only thing I noticed we're missing, we don't have a legend of terms.
Oh.
So nobody knows. There's a legend in the posts,
Yeah.
but they did not bring the legend over to the ship status page.
You know what? I'm sorry. Before we get to Matt and Calyx, can we talk about the community hub real quick and how we're rolling that out?
Can we hold on? Let me see if this works. Hold on. You might lose audio for a second. I'm apologize. Doop. All right. So, if you guys can still hear me, this is a sneak peek of our community hub. Hello. I don't know. It's possible we lost you. Hold on. Let's see what's. The stream's delayed, so
Lando,
we're
you
always
broke
caught up.
it. Oh no, we killed Twitch.
Definitely lost audio. Well, yeah, because I had to. We can. Okay. There.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Woo!
So, hey, new computer. So this is a preview of our community hub that you can see. When it comes time, when it launches, you'll see down here, there'll be a menu option under community where you'll find the hub. And then we have a couple areas. Our first area is the Citizen Spotlight. Now it starts off with staff picks, so the best ones,
Focusing on
the best ones that get submitted, we'll do staff picks, and the first page will be populated here. Of course, you can see what everybody submits by clicking View All, and as you can see, we've already started to populate it with a couple things here.
There's a certain amount of bias in this list.
Oh, there is. It's not open to many people. It's not open to many
Yeah.
people right now.
Yeah.
So you'll see what's hot, and of course you'll see an upvote. People will have the option to upvote stuff. Ooh, look at that! I just upvoted that, and I download. Let's talk to Turbulent. There we go. Take away my votes. So you see what's hot, what's most popular, what's moving fast overall, what the highest upvotes are, things that are particularly brand new, and of course staff picks. Now we only have the two at the moment, of course.
Yeah.
So
So we're starting rolling this out on Tuesday, right?
yes.
And are we doing it the same way we did?
Yeah, for what we're doing is for the PTU update rollout, we had a PTU first wave and a PTU second wave, and everybody still has those badges attributed to their accounts, so we're just going to use that. So on Tuesday, the folks who were in the first wave of PTU invites will have the first wave of Community Hub invites, and they'll come in and start populating it with stuff and trying to break it for us. And we'll work with them and Turbulent and make sure we address anything that might have been overseen or oversawed.
Yeah.
Overlooked. English.
Yep. That way we can make sure that this is in its best working order for you guys once we release it completely into the wild, and there will be a minimal amount of issues, so it's all sexy and you guys are happy.
Yep. And under Citizen Spotlight brings us to our next page, which is our Twitch streamers. You can register your Twitch chat, and when you go live streaming as Star Citizen, you will populate here. We can see that WTF Asaurus is streaming right now. He's got 59 viewers. Congratulations. We are streaming right now. So look, that's us. It's us from today. You got your hat on.
Whee!
And what is that, 800, 900? I can't see. 800 people?
Yeah.
Not bad. So you'll be able to watch from the website, and eventually we'll have our RSI chat integrated. It won't be integrated in the first drop. We ran into some technical issues, but we're working on it. So you'll watch streamers there. There is a section for podcasts. So if you do a podcast, you can register a podcast, and they'll be collected here. Kind of like that weekly comm link that we put out, the schedule with our podcast. You'll be able to find them here.
Guys, hold the questions until he's done with this. I'm not going to interrupt him and answer your ship questions.
And then Deep Space Radar as sort of our version of Reddit. It's where if you find a link to an article about Star Citizen or somebody's website about Star Citizen, INN stuff, whatever, you can post them here. Same thing with the Citizen Spotlight. You'll have everything. You know, here's INN's article on the current release plans to Star Citizen. Here's Hunter. We're working on one of the bugs we're trying to fix is the thumbnail integration at the moment. And then you can upload, or upvote, and stuff like that. So basically it works just like the Citizen Spotlight. And then you'll be able to find MVPs. So like this week's MVP was Elton Gradash with the custom Star Citizen icons. And you can click on that and go directly to his forum thread. And you got a quick look at some of my notifications and why I don't get to answer my PMs very often.
Maybe check those notifications.
I get so many PMs, it's crazy.
I don't.
All right, so yeah, that's a very, very quick and dirty look at the Community Hub. We've got our social integration here, so you can see our Twitter and Facebook in case you didn't have that for some reason. And yeah, and for Citizen Spotlight is good for videos and for image galleries. You can upload the images straight to our website, host them just like you could on Imager, and there's no image compression. So it's really good for that. So you can put up your screenshot galleries and stuff like that.
All right. And
So
then
that is the hub.
to answer one question I saw, is there an update on what's going on with the referral program and when that will launch? We are still discussing a lot of things internally and how that's going to work and what we're going to reward people with and at what levels and blah, blah, blah. And there will be an update coming very soon within the next month or two.
Yeah.
All right, and now I'm gonna walk away and let these beautiful
Yeah,
men.
it sounds very cool. I'm not part of it. I get to hear them talk about it though, and they've got some really cool stuff planned. Sounds very cool.
You leaving?
To answer the question about the issue council is separate from the community hub, and it could go live any day. They're basically just crossing the T's and dotting their I's, and on the final iteration and whatnot. But it, like the social module, it's right there. It's on the verge. I can't give you a date, but one day you're going to log into the website and it's just going to be there. So, Calyx, Matt,
I did not put this on.
Lisa,
Someone else
there
put it
you
on here.
go. Oh, did you pass on your hat
not
to?
responsible for this.
I'm just sitting there like, okay.
There we go.
Guess I have a hat now.
This is Hat Citizen today. It's Hat Citizen today. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Look how big my head is.
afraid to put
Look how big your head is. Look how big your head is.
Even unintentionally.
I saw a question about retractable blast shields for all vanguards.
You have to speak way up.
Ah,
Or setups differently. Setups differently.
everything's so different.
Extra loud.
I saw a question about retractable blast shields for Vanguard variants. The blast shield only is on the Harbinger, so that's one of those modular elements that you can swap around. So you'll have to use one of the upgrade kits to get that on any other.
So what you're saying is that you could buy a Warden, buy the Battlefield upgrade kit for the Harbinger, and just apply the shields.
You should be able to do that. The nose is a separate modular piece from the body, so you should be able to do that. The Vanguard information comes with a bit of a
Caveat.
caveat that I am no longer driving the Vanguard. This is going over to UK. So all of my information is where we are at the point of handing it to the UK. So their implementation of it might have some differences from the original design.
Yes, as always, the only constant in game development is change.
Yeah.
So when we give you information today, last week, the week before, it is the correct information at the time that we give it. It does not mean it won't change.
Someone was asking about the caterpillar. No, we can't. We don't really have any tiny scraps of information we can share right now. But I will tell you that Randy is working on it. He was the same guy who worked on the Starliner, and he showed me some stuff this morning. Really early stuff. It looks really, really cool. I gave him a heads up that I'll probably want to cover it on ShipShape sometime in the next few weeks.
Yes.
But that depends on when his stuff is far enough along and all the approvals that I need. I don't think it should be a problem, but I don't know exactly when yet.
Yes. I will add to that Randy's very serious about the Caterpillar. He was excited to get
Oh my
it.
God, he was so
He's excited to get
excited.
it. We've
Yeah.
had several meetings. He's
He's
come
great.
back. We've been pouring through. I know every ship has that super thread with 100, 200, in some cases 700 pages. We've been pouring through that page, looking at the things that people expect from the ship. Doesn't mean you're going to get it. It's just we're educating ourselves about what you're expecting, what you're looking for. Again, with no claims that that's what we're going to do, but we want to make the most educated decisions we can. And Randy's taking this very seriously.
I'm pretty
And
excited with the designs he's been coming up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it looks like it's gonna be nice to move through the ship. It's gonna be nice to interact with the ship, to do all the various things that you can do with the ship.
It'll definitely live up to its potential. Like I think
Yes.
a lot of people who think it has been on the wayside for too long, they're going to be really happy they've stuck with the ship. And yeah, I mean, Randy's just doing an incredible job
Yes.
with it. So you guys are going to be happy
Yeah.
when you get to see it.
Someone was making fun of the fact that I was like, oh yeah, nothing to share, and then we proceeded to talk about it
Well,
for a while.
Yeah, but
I
we're
mean,
talking around
it's-
it, though.
Yeah, it's much
Yes.
it's much better than being like, oh yeah, let me tell you guys, and then like it's
It-
you know, Randy's working on it and it's
yeah.
cool, you know.
A lot of times when you're like, why isn't this ship making the progress? It's because
Caterpillar.
you
Same
want
with
to match the ship with the right person, you know, who can design a ship. Not every person can design every kind of ship, just like not every actor can play every type of role. Yeah, you know, you wouldn't want Jack Nicholson to play SpongeBob SquarePants. I want Jack Nicholson to play
We might
SpongeBob
want
SquarePants.
that, though.
I want that.
That could be
I'm
good.
dumb.
Someone's
That would be
asking-
amazing.
Someone's asking about the
But you got my
Connie.
point.
We still have We still have Chris and Josh working on it again. They haven't stopped since what you saw from Gamescom. Again, I can't say dates, and also I don't know when I hand things off. It actually gets to you guys, but they're still working on it. It's going really well. Pepsi or Coke? I don't drink soda.
Pepsi. Pepsi.
But
It's for those who think young.
no. And someone asked about the banning merchantman. It hasn't seen a lot of movement lately, but it's actually seen a resurgence in discussion of movement. Like, we've been talking about who we want to give that to next, and hopefully one of our concept artists will be just doing some polish on that coming up. Again, it's just been conversations at this point. Nothing slotted into the schedule.
Yeah.
But I know that's a super popular ship, so the second it is, I'll make sure you guys know.
And it's prioritization. Right now, there's not a game mode in Arena Commander that would benefit from having the merchantman in it.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things we try to build what is applicable to the game, what's needed for Squadron 42, stuff like that. It's not that we hate the merchantman or whatnot. It's just that it's not the most pressing priority, but it's a very cool ship. I have one.
The Mustang Delta will not be getting missiles.
Oh.
Guided.
It has rockets, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's asking for information on the Cutlass. UK's working on that, so I don't have a lot of detailed information right now, but I know that they're working on it. They seem to be pretty happy with how it's going. Sorry, I don't have anything more concrete.
I was talking to Nick Elms over in the UK. He's one of the main guys on there and whatnot. And he did, again, nothing to share or talk about yet, but it's not just languishing, doing nothing. They're working on it. They've got some exciting ideas about what they want to do with it. And the Cutlasses play an important role in Squadron 42. So it's not a forgotten or dismissed ship,
So
as some people have said.
one thing I just want to make a quick comment on, because I've seen a few questions in the chat about it. There was an issue when we did roll out social module where some of the changes from 1.1.5 didn't get merged in cleanly. So the current time to kill in Arena Commander is back to the level where we weren't happy with it. We want it to be longer than it is right now. Some of the original fixes that we had in 1.1.5 brought it up to a point where we were really happy with it. And we're absolutely going to be bringing that, timeline type of stuff back as soon as we can to get these merges, back in, fixed up, and have that healthier time to kill again.
Yeah, unfortunately, when we realized that the integration hadn't gone smoothly, we were fairly close to releasing, and we have to go back individually through all the submissions to figure out which ones were not integrated, which is very time consuming, and because it's not simply a question of did it change, because of course it changed.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, was this the change that we needed, or is it the change we deserved?
Yeah. If you check Reddit this week, the DevOps team did an AMA with the Star Citizen Reddit, and embedded in that AMA is a list of the integrations. It's a chart of all the different integrations from the different builds that have to be resynced, and you can see why something like this happened. It's a very complex process, and I couldn't do it. Those guys are wizards over there who do it. Lando, why is your beard so amazing?
You got some questions earlier about whether you use beard oil as well.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I don't use anything. I do Head and Shoulders and Head and Shoulders,
Oh my
shampoo and
God.
conditioner.
Head and
Oh
shoulders.
my God.
I don't use beard oil. I don't do anything. This is just this was when I hired here. I didn't have a very well. You've seen the picture with me and Lando. I had a very short. It was very clean and whatnot. And I got here, and these fine gentlemen had beards, and everybody had beards. And I'm like, I want a beard. And so I just let it go, and it could disappear any day. It's just one day I'm going to wake up and I'm going to be like, I'm bored with it, and just.
I like having a beard because I like knowing that at any point I could completely change my appearance and disappear into a crowd.
Oh, you should see me without
I
it.
can just go like this and disappear. into the crowd.
You should see me when I'm clean shaven. I look so different. It's crazy.
Hennessy was totally babyface for that.
Oh yeah. Oh, Hennessy looked so different when he came in. We started calling him Jack Hennessy, like his twin brother, who traded places with him. Can't tell if Lisa's enthralled or disgusted with me.
I was
Enthralled.
looking at you with a lot of frustration when you're talking how you don't do anything with your beard.
Don't.
My hair is a train wreck.
My beard's a train wreck. Look at this thing.
No, you don't have to do
Look at
anything
how
to
many
it, though.
colors. Look
Well,
at how
I guess like
Why
mine
is
a
this
train wreck, but
colored
I
one
actually,
way
like,
and this is? I don't understand.
put effort into not making look like a train wreck, and yours is a train wreck that you don't.
Because he combs it
Actually-
with his hand.
I'm looking at myself for the first time in like a couple weeks right now. Is this really what I look like?
Oh my god, yeah. That is
Well,
what you
it
look
does,
like.
but backwards.
But yeah.
Hey, when you guys,
You don't look
But
that
backwards.
direction.
yeah, for those of you who were here like at the beginning, when you saw the Disco Lando videos, is this the face that you expected behind that? Because it's not. This is weird. I look old. I was seduced by the dark
I've
side
never
of
once
the
seen you
force.
wearing that like dinosaur costume, so.
I remember the dinosaur costume.
Someone was asking earlier, I don't remember anymore, about like whether the HUD is going to change for one of the, I think it was a 300 series or something like that. Probably because we're taking a pass right now. We actually have our UI guy Zane, who's amazing, in the UK right now to work with some of their UI guys to come up with UI style guides for all of our manufacturers. So
Yes.
after that, it's likely that every HUD is going to change at least a little bit, and the ones that are a little bit older, like 300 series versus something we showed at Gamescom, are likely to change more. So you're gonna see those. You're gonna see that coming along.
Yeah. Again,
eventually.
there isn't a single thing in
It's
this
gonna-
game that's
it's gonna
final.
change.
Yeah, the Origin HUD isn't in game yet. The only HUDs that are in game is Merlin,
Drake.
No,
That's a-
that's
Drake
Drake. Drake is just Anvil. Merlin, Anvil,
Oh, that's right.
Aurora, and Scythe.
Yeah.
Aegis, I think, almost is
Yeah.
it's still getting polished.
And then once those get in, they'll change. Just like the Bitch and Betty voice for the 300 series changed at some point when because the audio was done in Austin, then the UK took over and it changed when they did the Wise integration or something like that. And it'll change again. They go through passes. They do a pass and then they let it sit for a while. You paint something, you stand back from it for a while, you look at it, you watch it, you live with it for a while, and then you go back and do changes. You don't just change. So even if something's been some way for a while now, it's
Yeah.
our version of sitting back and watching it, getting used to it, and deciding what we want to change.
So I saw a question about the freelancer. We passed that along to the UK. They're going to be finishing up again as part of the whole deciding which studio is doing what ship based on manufacturer. So we handed that off to them recently. I don't know if they've touched it very much yet, or if so, how. But I'll probably follow up in a little bit just to see, and if it's different enough, try to do a ship shape on it. Someone was asking about when the Starliner is going to receive work. I don't know. I haven't heard about it coming along
Yeah.
particularly soon, because like this guy said, we're kind of focusing on Squadron 42 stuff and needs for all
Arena
of that.
Commander stuff, yeah.
Someone was asking about the interior of the 300 series, and I don't know in detail what the rework for that is right now, so I don't have that information.
So are we going forward with giving a manufacturer to every studio? Have we decided to go forward with that?
There are still a few exceptions right now. There's like one or two that I can't think of off the top of my head, but for the most part, yeah, we're starting to do that.
What manufacturer are we?
We've got a bunch of them.
We're Drake.
We're Drake.
Anvil,
Origin, Jumpworks.
Yeah, Origin. I want to say
Yeah.
RSI is between the LA and the Austin studio.
Yeah.
So we're everything.
No,
Of the
no,
five
I
of the
think
five
they have
starter
Misk.
companies
I
we're
I think they have
forced.
Misk. They have Misk, is that right?
Yeah, UK. I know
Yeah.
it's Misk, Aegis.
The Reliant
have
is one of the
my Princess
exceptions, like
Vanguard.
we said.
Yeah. A couple
I
other
fought for it.
manufacturers, but again, like Lisa even mentioned, there's some ships a little bit back and forth where I want to say we're still going to be like Ellen's still working on
Yeah.
stuff for the Reliant,
Yeah.
but then and that's a Misk ship. UK is doing the Cutlass, and that's a Drake ship. So
There's some history to it.
Yeah.
There's some history to it.
Hey Sandy. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
How are we doing without Ben and James?
Good. Good. We're almost through. We got 10 minutes left.
All right.
When do you fly out?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning. Sandy's joining Ben at Dragon Con. We picked up the flyers. They look good.
Cool.
Yeah, we're doing a Dragon Con free fly, the same as we did for Gamescom, by the way, which is actually live now. It's live at the moment. So, yeah. So if you're, it's the same thing as Gamescom. So if there's a ship that you don't own that you wanted to check out, you can jump in on our Dragon Con free fly. Wow, that's harder to say. Because I kept wanting to say Dragonfly. I keep wanting to shorten it and say Dragonfly. All right, friends in the social module. Yes, absolutely. Soon. The social module's going to iterate. Austin has some amazing plans for it. You will see some pretty hefty iteration on the social module in the coming months.
There's a question about some of the controls work that I had been doing. So some time ago, flight controls was one of my tasks, and it got sort of stomped by other priorities for Gamescom and other things. So as we're getting all of these different systems, I've been sort of shuffled around to support those. Flight control is still one of my tasks. It is not currently my highest priority task, but it becoming my highest priority task is on the horizon. And in the meantime, I am still doing prototypes on the side. But since none of those things have had a chance to get vetted or reviewed, I'm not super comfortable sharing too much or making things that sound like promises. So I'm still working on it, but it's going to be another minute before I get the chance to really have it pushed through.
I was trying to get out of your way.
I saw two fantastic questions in the box. One was about the Xi'an Scout. Chris Smith and Josh Coons, when they finish the Constellation, are going to move on to that ship, so that ship will be done by them. I don't know if the Xi'an will all be LA, Texas. I think it might depend on like the ship, since I know the UK has done a lot of work on the Xi'an in general. So that manufacturer is probably going to be, I know, it's probably going to be kind of like depending on the ship. And I saw a question about, what was it, the 890 jump. Right now we are tentatively slated for the LA office to start working on that a little after New Year's.
The 890 jump being developed in the studio in which I work at? I have no impact or effect on anything. It's Cargo Olympics, almost certainly, when the time comes. I don't even know what Cargo Olympics means, but it sounds like something.
Yes.
It's the cargo game mode, and it's sort of in a similar place as flight control.
Will Lando Beards be a character option? Possibly.
Oh man.
I was just talking to Austin the other day, going through that back alleys of ArcCorp. I was looking at all the trash, and I'm like, where's the Lando Fever syrup bottles from the hangar? You could have bottles of cough syrup. Because why not? They're in the game. Do it, Austin. Do it. Do it. I have no real power.
Someone was asking about when you're going to get the Herald flyable. I can tell you about how the progress is going, but I can't tell you when you're going to get ships because, like I said, I hand them off to the marketing team and they make the decision about when it gets to you guys. Sorry.
Yep. Dan Kaminsky and Paul Forgy have done some amazing work on fleshing it out, though.
Yeah.
Every day I go up there and I look at them and it's like, and it's a beautiful, ugly ship. It's an ugly ship that's, I love it. I love it.
It's going to be really cool when everything's up and running for it, especially all the different electronics and EBOR stuff, because that was its signature role as an info runner. So making sure that it lives up to that and that gameplay feels right.
And you know what I want to do it? I want to strip everything out of it. Drag racer.
It's going to be a solid drag racer.
Yeah.
I want to do Herald drag racing.
Yeah. It would suck at NASCAR though.
Oh yeah, no, you can't do turns. Just straight like funny car. Just drag races. A to B, straight line. I like to race some Heralds.
Someone's asking about the Starfarer. I think it is in Squadron 42.
Yes.
I don't have that memorized, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I do know that they have people actively working on it in the UK.
Yes. One of the reasons the Starfarer is so much farther along than something like the Merchantman is because it has a necessary role in Squadron 42. We won't say anything else beyond that. That's been said before, so that's no new information for anybody that's been paying attention. So let's see. Mustang Delta shields fix?
So like I was mentioning about the time to kill stuff, there were a number of changes from 1.15 that didn't properly carry into 1.20. So yeah, a lot of stuff broke that we didn't want to break, and we're definitely going to be getting fixes in place as soon as we can.
Is that your costume? Yeah. That looks awesome.
Do you want to add this to your costume? Really cap it off.
Wearing a wig.
Cap it off.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Someone was saying that SIG only gives 2 dates, soon or later. I'm trying to expand that into at least 3 categories of dates, which is, working on it now, plans for it in the not too distant future, and we're not talking about that yet, about scheduling that in yet.
Best timeline.
That's what I try to. That's what I try to do.
Will the Ben dance be an emote in the social module? Working on it. When we get to the new studio, we'll have eventually we'll have our own motion capture here. So if I can convince him to do it, and I don't think I'll have any problem with it. Hopefully. We've talked about it already. It's actually been a point of discussion. Mm-hmm. So what else do we got? I think it works with the build. I think that's what's been missing from it.
Say it looked like a minotaur.
A manotar.
I think oh my. Okay, I'm not touching that anymore. I was gonna say minotaur usually goes like up.
Minotaur.
Like,
Manotar. I want to hold on. Let's do it for the meme up like there, and you could put like right across here to say Manotar. Ready? Yep. Manotar.
Just had to look disgusting in the background.
Will the Vanguard turrets retract? That was a popular question from before because in the initial animation that Gurmuk did up, it looked like the turrets retracted.
I don't know if there's space for that anymore. If there is space, then probably.
Yeah, it's
again, that's sort of out of my hands.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have all your plans, and then when you have to actually build the ship out in CryEngine, and that's where you discover what the realities are. It's one of the reasons cargo space and everything changes. Because we have to actually build the ship out, and then I walked up there. I've seen them. They're measuring out the physical, hold space of these ships. And it's like this is what we thought it was going to be, but then we modeled it. They change things for components, have to squeeze things, have to expand things. So, it's game development. It's iterative, and the only constant is change.
Someone was asking about when we're going to move into our new space. So I asked our facilities manager like a week or 2 ago, and she said the latest she's heard is mid-October. But that's also when CitizenCon is happening, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was more like late October.
Yeah, I know the big holdup right now has to do with security related, and we have to make sure that the building's secure, and so we can start moving things in. It's not going to get stolen or whatnot. So when the security hurdles are surmounted, then we can start the process of moving in.
Nice use of surmounted.
So a couple of the design things I've been seeing in the chat. A couple of guys asking about more weapons coming out. It's getting new weapons out to you guys is definitely a big thing that we need to do. I want to say right now we're looking at generally like size 1 to 4 for a lot of the current and different weapon types there are to just fill out the ranges. Any specifics, that's still up in the air, but it's absolutely something that we want to get more choices in your guys' hands so you can be experimenting a bit better with your ships and doing some more interesting things.
So a question, will you consider making an ArcCorp Area 18 map a map option for gameplay in Star Marine?
That would be up to Austin because they're doing FPS stuff in those maps. So.
But I agree. It would be cool to see like a siege of Area 18, maybe with like objectives and stuff like that. You don't just want a giant kill box.
I saw a good question. Someone was saying, has there been any more thought about putting stages of ships into the hangar, such as outside only ready or gray box versions? So someone asked us that a while ago, and I said I'd run it up the chain. And we actually are thinking for some of the next ships that might be hangar ready, we might try to release those a little bit earlier, so you guys can see them there in a sort of very far along gray box version, and then sort of continue working on them and updating them after you guys already have access. Yeah. So that's probably something that you'll see with, I don't know if it's the next one, but a few of the next several ships that you'll see in your hangar.
There's a bunch of considerations. One, the tech setup is a lot of work to put something into the hangar, and we have to evaluate whether it's worth doing that for interim models. And second, the lower stage models won't have LODs. And without LODs, it might be nice. We want to put something in there, but if it destroys the performance in your hangar, it ultimately won't be worth it. So there's a lot of evaluation to that.
The Vanguard doesn't have any latent E-War capability. You need Sentinel modules for that. And the escape pod already has a turret attached to it, unless you remove the escape pod, in which case the turret stays on the ship.
All right, guys. It's 11:59. We've made it through another episode of Reverse the Verse. We did it without Ben and James, so applause for us. Hey, we did it. I think we had some worthwhile information in there, and we had some fun and some fun hats. So thanks for joining us. This has been the September 4th, 2015 edition of Reverse the Verse. I'm your community manager, Jared Huckabee. This is your production coordinator, Miss Shipshape, Lisa Ohanian. This is your Calix Renault. That's your Matt Sherman. That's your Justin Chamber. And of course, we have to thank your subscribers. I know it kind of sounds repetitive, but honestly, you guys are the reason we can do all of these shows. And you get tired of everybody else hearing it, but you haven't heard me say it 100 times. It really does make everything possible, and we couldn't do what we're doing without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much, guys. Take it easy. We'll see you next week.
All right.